Hi my friends, welcome back. This is A Course in Miracles lesson 55. Today we're going to read the lesson, comment a little bit, give some examples, and we're going to do a guided practice together. So let's do it. A Course in Miracles lesson 55. We are reviewing today the lessons 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. So, lesson 21. I am determined to see things differently. What I see now are but signs of disease, disaster, and death. This cannot be what God created for His beloved Son. The very fact that I see such things is proof that I do not understand God. Therefore, I also do not understand His Son. What I see tells me that I do not know who I am. I am determined to see witnesses to the truth in me, rather than those which show me an illusion of myself. So herein, I am determined to see things differently. When we say that, we can have the same person in front of us, the same scenario, the same situation in job, relationships, business, whatever you are seeing in your life. You can have the same situation and see things differently. It is as if you are changing the lens of your perception. Could be the same person doing the same things, and you have a different perception of what they are saying, of what they are doing. If you know who you are, I'm gonna repeat here what it says. What I see tells me that I do not know who I am. So if we are seeing suffering, if we're seeing attack, and if we are seeing our brothers and sisters as our enemies, we don't know who we are. That's a sign that what we are seeing is an illusion, a distorted lens upon the reality. So pretty simple, when you change your perception, you can see the same person differently. You can hear the same phrase differently. You can witness the same situation differently. Let's go to 2022. What I see is a form of vengeance. The world I see is hardly the representation of loving thoughts. It is a picture of attack on everything by everything. It is anything but a reflection of the love of God and the love of His Son. It is my own attack thoughts that give the rise to this picture. My loving thoughts will save me from this perception of the world and give me the peace of God intended me to have. So whatever we are seeing as an illusion or a perception that is showing you suffering or fear or attack, our own thoughts are giving rise to that. But also within us, in our heart, my loving thoughts, which come from our heart, will save us from this perception and give the peace God intended me to have. So we are switching, coming from the mind, the ego mind, dropping into our hearts. And that will give me peace that God intended me to have. Now the 23, I can escape from this world by giving up attack thoughts. Herein lies salvation and nowhere else. Without attack thoughts, I could not see a world of attack. As forgiveness allows love to return to my awareness, I will see a world of peace and joy, and it is this I choose to see in place of what I look now. So here I write it, you are safe. It is safe to giving up attack thoughts. You are safe. You don't need the stories and beliefs, the programming, the conditioning that are always looking for defenses, that are always looking for some kind of fear, for some kind of attack. And by doing that, are creating the fear situations, the attack situations. So it is safe. It is safe for us to giving up attack thoughts. It is safe for us to giving up fear that is nothing to fear. It is safe for giving up all conditioning, all beliefs, and dropping more into our hearts. Let's go to number 24. I do not perceive my own best interests. How could I recognize my own best interests when I do not know who I am? What I think are my best interests will merely bind me closer to the world of illusions. I am willing to follow the guide God has given me to find out what my own best interests are, recognizing that I cannot perceive them by myself. So I do not know my own best interests. So let's say if we are in a position of fear or angry or whatever feeling, we are probably not going to take or do the best decision for us. I mean the kind of fear that is in our minds, no, not a physical thing going on where you have to move that car is coming or, run from a lion. Not this kind of thing. I'm meaning the fears that are projections that are not really happening. So we do not have our best interests when we still don't know who we are. And to know who we really are, we need to really have that experience by ourselves. But knowing that you are more than your mind, knowing that you are more than your thoughts, that you are God expressing itself, that you are Source incarnated. I think that already helps. But understanding that what is best for us, we may not know the answer in our minds, but giving that permission for God, for the Holy Spirit to drop into our hearts that answer that may not arise in the moment that we are asking, but it will at the right time. So I do not perceive my own best interests. The mind doesn't know. It cannot know. Only God can know. Let's go to 25. I do not know what anything is for. To me, the purpose of everything is to prove that my illusions about myself are real. It is for this purpose that I attempt to use everyone and everything. It is for this that I believe the world is for. Therefore, I do not recognize my real purpose. Therefore, I do not recognize its real purpose. The purpose I have given the world has led to a frightening picture of it. Let me open my mind to the world's real purpose by withdrawing the one I have given it, and learning the truth about it. I do not know what anything is for, and by dropping what we think we know, we are making space to really learn the truth about it. So by drop any illusions about ourselves, any illusions that we have as separated selves, as identification only with what's happening in our lives, etc. By drop all beliefs and meanings that we have put as lens on front of reality. By dropping all of that, we can free ourselves and our minds and be willing to know the truth of reality. That's much more simple. That's peaceful, less complicated, and it's not frightening at all. So that are the lessons. So I would like to guide us into a short meditation. For these review lessons, we still are repeating the ideas during the day. We are going to review the lessons in the morning and at night, and dedicate at least 2 minutes for each one of them. Like really embodying these truths into our world. So let's do it. I invite you to close your eyes, to take a deep breath, and to relax into the present moment here right now. Be exactly who you are. Take a deep breath. And I'm going to repeat the lessons. And you can repeat out loud or for yourself. And let that truth integrate. Let that truth bring you awareness, insights, in a specific way that only you can embody and understand that. So let's start. The first one, I am determined to see things differently. I am determined to see things differently. And you can train that with a person that you know and try to see them differently. Try to drop into your heart. You don't need to make sense. Your mind doesn't need to make sense. But drop into your heart and see what you sense, what you feel. Without the stories of the mind. Then the second one, what I see is a form of vengeance. What I see is a form of vengeance. And the only thing that's gonna change this scenario is for us to come from the mind into the heart, to find peace within. Finding our own truth and let the love of our own being guide us, guide our awareness to see things differently. Then let's go to the third one. I can escape from this world by giving up attack thoughts. The world can easily change as you change your mind. You are a powerful creator. And when you know that, you can start creating consciously from a place of peace and love. In the next one, I do not perceive my own best interests. I do not perceive my own best interest. As we stop relying only in our minds, but start trusting more in the will of God for our lives as our guiding compass. As a North Star that will always guide us. And place our faith, our trust, our certainty on God, the Holy Spirit, in the light of awareness that's moving through us. That's gonna take to what it is in our best interests. In unity consciousness. And the last one, I do not know what anything is for. I do not know what anything is for. As we let go of what we think we know, we are making space in opening ourselves to let the truth arises. That is always this or better. That we can place our trust in our certainty, in the guiding voice of the Holy Spirit and of God. To be shown the right moment at the right time. What that thing is for and what is showing me right now. Dropping what we think we know and let us be open to the answer in truth, to the answer from God. And as we finish this practice, I invite you to later on continue this practice, having your own moments of stillness into these truths. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you a blessed day today and see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.